Hi guys, it's Nina here and welcome back to another Q&A Tuesday. And today we have a question from Meredith. So Meredith says, "Hi Nina, can you please talk more about relapse? I know you have already made a video about it, but it's been such a huge part of the recovery process, and it is Meredith and everybody else, and I will get to that. I had a binge eating relapse tonight after thinking I was making such progress on intuitive eating and recovery. Nights like this make me feel so horrible and hopeless, and even though the binge was way smaller than they usually are, the obsessive eating disorder thoughts are coming back, telling me I need to diet or restrict or at least to punish myself. How do I deal with relapse? And it's such a blow to my confidence. I don't want to sacrifice my recovery and fall back into the trap of the eating disorder, but I can't seem to stop sabotaging myself. It's so hard to pick myself back up. If you have the time, I would really appreciate you talking about this in a video. Thank you. Much love, Meredith." Thank you, Meredith. Okay, so I want to make several points about relapse, eating disorder relapse, when it comes to recovery and becoming an intuitive eater. The first thing that I want to say about it is that I think there's this kind of misconception that I kind of immediately got it and that I didn't go through the relapse process when I became an intuitive eater, and that is absolutely not true. I first heard about intuitive eating, or just, normal eating, many years ago, and I would try it for a day or two, and then I would put on a little bit of weight, or I'd have a binge, and I'd immediately go back to a diet, to restriction, to a food plan, to something, binging or purging, whatever it was. So it took me a long time to wrap my head around this idea that intuitive eating could work, and also the idea that recovery is possible. So I just could not get my head around that. And I think if you can really grasp those two concepts, that you can recover and that intuitive eating does work, but that you have to stick with it. So when it comes to relapse, it's kind of like this. You want to try to reframe it in your mind, and you want to think of it as just an attempt at something, at trying something. And I talk about this a lot in my ebook about success stories that really inspire me, and they're usually the ones where people have tried and had a lot of setbacks and a lot of failure to get to where they are. And some of the people that I mentioned are like Colonel Sanders and a few different sports players. But another one that I want you to think about, and you can do some of your own research and see who inspires you, but think about Madonna. Like, if you know a little bit about her story, she tried for many years, and she was basically living, like with no money in New York, trying to make it as a star, and she just kept trying. She just kept, putting one foot in front of the other and just accepting rejection after rejection and not giving up. So if you can think of relapse as a bit of, reframe it as just kind of like you're just trying over and over again. You're not giving up. You're getting back up and you keep moving forward, and you learn whatever you had to learn. You get a little bit better and you keep moving forward. So think of Madonna and use that as your inspiration. Colonel Sanders, whoever else you can think of. I love Lana Del Rey, and I know that she had so much setback in her career before she finally made it as the amazing singer and star that she is. And these are all great inspirational, motivational stories, because we just want instant gratification. We just want to get it, and we don't want to have any kind of slips or rejection or anything. We just want a smooth path to absolute complete recovery, and it doesn't always work out like that. You know, it's kind of like, it's not a straight line. It's more like this kind of like swirl, and you just kind of keep getting better and better, and you keep learning and you keep learning and you keep growing and you keep getting up and you keep trying until you get to your goal. So that is what I'd like to say about relapse. Try to reframe it. Try to call it, I call it detours. Try to call it as another learning experience. And don't let it knock you down. Read these inspirational stories about people who get, like Colonel Sanders got rejected like 1,009 times before his recipe finally made it. You know, there are just so many other great stories, you know, like that. Inspirational, really amazing, powerful stories. I'll think of a few more. And you know, and when and this whole thing about, you know, punishing yourself and you know, and wanting to go back to another diet or restricting or whatever, that is the eating disorder talking. Trust me, that's just the eating disorder saying, so you can't do this. Don't let it get you. Fight back. Get back up and say, no, I'm not going to let you get me this time, because I know what works, I know what to do, and every day, every moment, we get the opportunity to start again. Right here, right now, even if you've had a detour, relapse, whatever you want to call it, you can make a decision right now to recommit to your recovery and begin again. And you can begin again 5 times a day if you have to. And you just keep that positive mindset that complete recovery is possible, that you can be an intuitive eater, and that you will not allow the eating disorder to win. Okay, I know you guys can do this. If you're watching this and you're still here posting these questions, you are winners. You've recognized it, you want to change, you have the willingness, you have exactly what it takes. Just keep going. Do not give up. Complete recovery is possible, I promise you. Thank you for your questions. Keep posting them, and I will see you again next week on Q&A Tuesday. It's Nina from helpforeatingdisorder.com.
I believe in miracles. I see miracles. Because